I'm 2 months into the insurance space, and here are my results. This industry is not for everyone, let me tell you. It takes a special kind of person to be in a commission-based sales position and also build a business, right? There's people that just make personal sales in insurance, and there's also people that build massive teams. A lot of people fail in this space. I think the retention rate in the insurance sales space is like 8% in the first year, meaning 92% fail out and they quit and go to something else where they get a guaranteed salary or something along those lines. It's not for everyone. It's also not what I thought I would be doing. I thought I'd be in a more finance type role. I thought I'd be in private equity, which I was. I was in real estate brokerage and private equity in the last 3 years. And frankly, I wasn't getting paid. I have to wait so long to build up my stream of income. I got 5 investment properties done, but they are not going to pay for another couple of years because we have to exit those properties, and that's where I get paid. Real estate's a game of appreciation, not necessarily cash flow, especially in this market. And I got into the real estate game for cash flow. Little did I know, the properties are cash flowing at 6 to 8%, which you need, if you think about it, you need $1 million to cash flow 60 grand at 6%. So I didn't have $1 million at 18 years old when I started. So I had to raise money to buy these projects, and they're going well. We're going to exit them the next couple of years, but realistically, you're not going to make a cash flow and stream of income. And that's why I chose insurance, because I interviewed a guy who scaled from, it's crazy numbers, but he sold his companies collectively for 1.2 billion. And his name's Eddie Wilson. So I interviewed him, and you can go check out his podcast in my Instagram. It's in my bio. You'll find it there. But he scaled an insurance agency from 40 million in revenue per year in sales to 800 million per year. And he only owned a small piece of that. But I was like, man, if you can 20x in 4.5 years, there's got to be something about this industry. And I then realized, I have to do some research. I have to reach out to people in the space and get with people that are like-minded and the right fit, and have the systems in place to scale, right? So I wanted, I reached out to people on LinkedIn, I reached out to people on Instagram to see who I could work with in the space, because I knew you could get paid next couple of days when you sell a policy, right? And then you could also bring on team members, collect renewals, etc., and build a massive company. So I did some research. I reached out to a lot of people, got on phone calls, and then I was like, what if I just reach out to the person that has sold his agency for the most money, and then he can refer me to someone? So I reached out to Patrick Bet-David. He sold his agency for 350 million and then bought a piece of the Yankees. So I paid money to reach out to Patrick, who then referred me to Sean Mike, who sold Family First Life for, I believe, it was an undisclosed amount, but he is a billionaire now, and he was fortunate enough to help me and refer me to their top guy in Arizona. So that's who I'm working with right now, is, just the guy that has the systems in place. He makes a lot of money. I don't know if he wants me to mention how much he makes, but he is a great mentor. He shows up all day, every day, and gives me the inputs. It gives me the feedback that I need in my personal production and building a team to scale as quickly as possible, because I want to build a business. I don't want to build a job, right? I want to exit my insurance business. I don't want to be stuck and keep having to sell policies over and over and over again like most people. And I want to build something meaningful, and then basically take over the whole state of Arizona. So I think we're going to have hundreds of people in the next 3 years, because I'm taking, 3, 4, maybe even 5 recruiting calls every single day. This is after my full-time job of selling insurance. Selling is my full-time. It's where I make the majority of my income until my team and every single person on my team gets to scale, their income, right? So everyone I bring on, it's going to take about 6 months for them to get fully rolling and be implemented into the systems. And there's also a high drop-off rate naturally in this space, because it's high commission, but also no salary. So it's really for a specific type of people, and you just have to, find those people by talking to lots of them. So it's not for everyone. It's definitely for people that are just getting out of college. It's not really for people that necessarily have families or want to take low risk and just get a stable income. So that's my opinion. It's the first 2 months is very, very difficult, because you're reinvesting a lot. You're also investing a lot of your time, and then you might even be building a team as well, which you're not going to see the results from in about 6 months. So I'll give you guys an update every single month, and this is going to be a series where I continue to post about it, right? So you can follow along for the journey, and I'll be completely transparent with you guys. So catch up next time.